Hey cuties, welcome in. Hope you cuties are having a nice evening. And today, finally, so Jay can't share me anymore, I will have to build a gun range today.
We do every night. Try to take over the
I
world.
mean, it's actually not expensive on purpose. I really should adjust my prices for things. Okay, I like it. Elgen or Gaga starting out the right way and taking over the city. 3 of them, I'm gonna do what I always do and put the camera in a good position. And gladly choose whatever you'd like to have. But no, Elgeno is not expensive on purpose. Okay, 5, not 3. I see. Gaga means serious on taking over the city, and I like it. I mean, you have pretty much this entire corner of the city, though some of the districts you took over already gotten stolen back the last time. So, not sure if you want to keep taking over this side. Okay. I will. This is yours. And we're gonna copy this because we'll need 4 more of them. That Coyote or Sunny. Sunny is not gonna like this, but again, I have nothing to do with this. So I'm innocent. Oh, hold on. This is I always have to properly click off of it, else it's not gonna memorize it correctly for some reason. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And 7 even. So you want the radio tower? The radio tower I think is gonna get fought over the most from what I can tell. Yes, that's the entire point why that district redeem is so cheap in this channel, because I want you guys to steal from each other. Like, quite literally, is the entire plan of this, is that I want you guys to steal stuff from each other. 40 is not gonna like this, because 40 has been owning this for a long time. Okay. Yeah, see, hold on. This district, it is yours and it's fine, because we're building this today, so I will remember to give this to Jay. But this is one of the few districts that is not properly drawn out yet. And we are gonna go ahead and fix that real quick. Because then you're getting more for your money as well. Because they should at least go over the already by you owned cinema and then over the gun range as well. Now this is a lot more. And before I forget, I'm gonna give this to Jay as well, because Jay redeemed this a long time ago. That's why the district was called after Jay. There we go, finally. And I like it. And yes, Elgendo, the reason why that redeem on my channel is so cheap is cause I have a very fond memory for playing GTA San Andreas and the gang fight in GTA San Andreas. And I want you guys to steal from each other. I want this to turn into a Los Vagos version of those gang fights. So I hope I can get this to be alive. And real quick, because I've done some things off stream. First thing I think is obvious to you. And it's that I prepared this area very little. We will still have to mainly do the style finding for this today. One of the things I sadly messed up
Same thing we
on
do every night.
is that
Try to take
I
over the world.
downloaded some nice things we could
Same
use
thing
for
we do every night.
targets, but then
Try to
I
take over
messed
the
up
world.
sadly. So I did not add them because I thought I can just refresh the sprites in game.
Same thing we do
But
every night.
currently,
Try
right
to take over the
everywhere
world.
sadly has a bug where you can't refresh the sprite properly. So
Same thing we do
sadly,
every
we
night.
will have to
Try
live
to take over the
without
world.
those targets for today. We can still do the majority of this and work out the area, and then we
Same
go on
thing
the
we do every
targeting
night.
a bit the next
Try to
time.
take over the world.
And while Elgendo is spamming the redeem, I'm curious how many is gonna be. Yeah, Elgendo probably has enough points to buy the entirety of Los Vagos. I'm not even kidding. But something where I did a little progress as well off stream is this corner. We generally had a layout of this area done already. I went ahead and started detailing this out a little. I think Elgendo and Gaga both have seen this already. Nobody else has. I'm a giant fan of this. Finally, I managed to get Los Pollos Hermanos into the city. We have a second Los Pollos Hermanos, but this one is so nice because we have enough space to use all of our other related decals as well, and I think it gives a nice fit. And then the last time we were building the strip mall, Konst was complaining because I had a Whole Food market in one of those small units over here, and Konst said, and he's not incorrect, that it is way too small for a Whole Foods, and Whole Foods needs to be a really big unit. And here we go. We have that really big unit. We have a nice, gigantic Whole Foods here. And on this area, not too much has changed. This area is like it's been before, besides that we branded the things. And then here we still have to brand. And it's one of the first areas where we're using some of the bridges and ports assets that we have not really looked at and used before. Some of these are beautiful, like wholeheartedly. I have not had much time and I did not really play the game much, I shouldn't say, because I was doing map making stuff. But I did not really play any save after Bridges and Ports till the bikes. So quite a lot of these assets are still very new to me. And goddamn, some of these are absolutely stunning. There is a lot of nice new different ones that I want to check out. And especially with tomorrow as getting 2 new content creator packs as well, I'm gonna be a bit overwhelmed because we will have so many amazing nice new assets that I'm quite excited, and I do think this area of the city is slowly starting to come together as well. And again, though you say not of Gaga, I still will have to choose something. I don't want to get involved in this battle over district, so I don't want to have to choose which one you're taking away. All on you. You have to choose yourself. You redeem 5 times, so here you go, choose your 5 districts. And sure, you could do an alliance, though that alliance could also backfire on you guys. While I think you are 2 of the most loyal viewers with the most points, there is a few others who can fight back on it. Of which valley? We have multiple ones. We have Junkyard Valley and we have Bumpkin Valley. You said not Gaga, so I assume it's Sunny's one. Yeah, okay. This? The ranch, I guess? 3 more to choose. And maybe some of the ones here in the middle are hard to see. I'm gonna turn the camera slightly so that easier. Maybe I need to put the redeem in a way. Yeah, I think that is possible. Where people have to enter the name of the district while they redeem already. Because I love this redeem and I would love to make this a thing on the channel. But I think it's a bit interruptive the way it is right now. And I think if we make that automatic, it could be quite a lot easier. Okay, this and this. I mean, Sunny is not gonna like this at all. I like it because finally this is taking a bit more vibe, and I know both of you have a lot of points you're sitting on, so probably it's not gonna end here. In fact, maybe you two have to start fighting each other eventually, and then it's gonna get really exciting. And with the gun range, I'm a bit lost still. As you guys know, I'm not into guns. I have no clue of guns, and I'm trying. My idea so far is that this is like the main building of the gun range, which, yes, it is pretty big, but then I quite like it because I imagine this part up here to be an indoor shooting range as well, where people fight with pistols and everything. Or not fight, but shoot with pistols. And then I imagine there'll be quite a bit of outdoor ranges. From looking at Google Maps together, I think maybe both of you were in here as well. I had a few people in chat giving me great recommendations on Google Maps where you can look at gun ranges. And I have to admit, one of the things that all of them seem to have is that if there is multiple ranges next to each other, they have terrain blocking them. So one of the things I did a bit already is terraform here. Not much. Generally, we're respecting the natural terrain of this area, but especially here, because I do imagine there to be residential housing in the area as well. Obviously, you need to protect them a little at least. It's the US, so I'm sure you'll not be surprised if you have bullet holes in your wall, but maybe not every day at least. So I re-raised this a bit and made this a bit more protected. And then we have this big range here. And up here in the corner, I have not decided yet if it makes sense to turn these into two separate ones. One a bit closer one to practice, and then a bit further one as well that is not as fancy as this one. This is where I imagine the people with the most expensive guns to shoot from, and I guess probably also the most professional shooters. So I'm not entirely sure. This I would like to turn into a church just because, I don't know, nothing screams America more to me than guns and religion. So obviously we're gonna combine both of them in a lot. So you can go fire your rifle first and then go to church right afterwards without having a long way in between. So not sure how well that is gonna work out, but we're trying. I mean, honestly, that's a good point. I could put a image somewhere in my Discord with all of the districts, and I'm gonna have to think about it. I was just thinking that maybe for you guys it's also nicer if you would like add it into the redeem right away and then are over with it. And welcome in, Friedrich. Nice to see you here. But yeah, again, this is still all very early in process. I'm not entirely sure where we're gonna go. I found one thing that I quite wholeheartedly had to laugh a bit about. Because, guys, I know probably we're not gonna use this because we can make our own targets, but is this not kinda perfect for us in the gun range? It's one of the new chairs they added, and if we obviously adjust this slightly and move this to be straight, and then we just lower it, obviously not as much, but something like this, I think, especially for like smaller pistol range stuff, these are actually super nice for us. And I was wholeheartedly laughing my ass off when I seen those, because we looked over stuff already a while ago to find stuff that could work as targets, and we did not have these back then. The issue is, because they're part of the chair, obviously we can only use them in the ground, so I don't think they're super useful for all kind of targets, but really, for this is great. And you make a good point that probably a very nice combination. In fact, we're gonna do that right away, Elgando, so we don't forget about it. You are totally right that this is not, we even have bigger, maybe more fitting boxes. One of these where it would stand on top of, this is a pretty solid fit, not gonna lie. Because yes, that level for them is a lot more realistic, but that is very nice. I quite like this. I think we can make an entire small range out of only these and boxes. Of course, I can raise a chair, but I think this is a pretty perfect level for it, to be honest. And I don't like the pallet in the box, so I prefer it to be in the floor for a little. And welcome in, Clovis. I've been saying that I just started streaming a few minutes ago, and I've been saying that I've been laughing my ass off, because you remember that we've been looking at this gun range for a while. We've not really dived into this build, but we're diving into it properly today. And we had a look already at some target stuff, and I was looking at some of the new assets already, and this is one of the new chairs they added. This came with the Bridges and Ports DLC, I believe. Actually, maybe yeah, no, here, you can see it from the icon. It's one of the new benches we've gotten, or chairs, and it makes for an absolutely perfect target. So we definitely will use this. I was excited for this. I already complained because I messed up in a different regard. I actually downloaded 4 different looking targets as well that we would have liked using, and I didn't add them prior to opening my game because generally you can just reload your sprites in right everywhere, but currently you can't do that, sadly, because currently there is something broken with the sprites, and if you reload your sprites while your game is open, it mixes a whole lot of them into each other. So sadly, we will have to do that the next time, but it shouldn't stop us. For now, one of the things I've been debating, and I think we should do, I think we will have to do a road builder road here with a bit of an empty line to be wider, to give this more realistic spacing. But we are gonna dive into all of this. Yes, Jay, I could not let you down any more. I was planning on building, or I wanted to build something else today, but because I've been promising you the gun range for a while, I have to act on my promise, so we will do gun range today. First, real quick thing, we're gonna actually call this gun range entrance, because we need a wider road for here. And I'm not sure how long you're in here already, Jay, but the most exciting part is the chair. I'm sure you know that chair. I did not know about this chair because I didn't really play after bridges and ports. But I've been looking at a bit of stuff and I found this chair and it is beautiful and perfect for gun range. It makes us having to do less of the targets with right everywhere by ourselves. And at least a few of them we can just steal from that chair and reuse that pretty much. And I think this already is wide enough. We should have adjusted it on the other element first, obviously, to get a bit of a better idea here. But that looks pretty solid, honestly. And then behind it, I already like if it's slimmer, but here we definitely need it to be quite wide if we want those people to drive through there. I think that should work out fairly fine. We need to adjust the road teeth a little because the road changed the terrain a bit, so here we're lower than we'd like to be. But I'm gonna fix that up in a moment. The first thing I think we should do is probably work on the dirty roads and work this out. I'm not entirely sure about the road layout, but generally I think this is fairly cute to have this split here. We might even use this to put parking here in the middle. I've not fully decided yet. Also depends a bit how much usage we get here, because I place quite a lot of dome parking already. We have 4 spots here, and then I think we have a few loose spots here. Obviously, so far, we're not yet even seeing the usage for all of these spots to be full. So if that keeps being the case, then we're gonna use prop cars instead. If we can get the usage up here, obviously, we prefer this a bit fuller with more action, but then I'm not sure how full we can actually get it. And for the roads, again though, while surely that was me messing up, I'm gonna direct all of your complaints towards Suli, because the only reason we're playing with weird roads in the wrong side is because I was playing a Suli save right before, and it did not. I did not figure that after you play the UK save, you need to uncheck left-hand traffic in the next save. So when I started Los Vagos, I didn't, and I realized way too late. So now we're stuck with this. And welcome in, Sunny. Don't let Gaga sweet mouse you, because as soon as the stream started, Gaga stole multiple of your districts, Sunny. And in fact, I think you've lost most of your districts. I know you took over a lot of Los Vagos the last time. I think you quite literally have only a single district left by now. So... and this Clovis will not like this, because Clovis very much loved his radio station. I can tell that the radio station is gonna be a center of district takeover, where it's getting taken over back and forth. There you go, it's your radio tower now. You have to discuss that with Clovis and Gaga by yourself. I have nothing to do with that. But I can see Gaga already is threatening in chat, so you guys discuss that out by yourself. And I think, Jay, maybe one of the reasons you did not see that chair that is so cool for the targets is that that chair has a very different color variation if you initially choose it. I think most of them start on yellow and orange, and then only after you go through asset variation changer and play around with it a bit, then is when you get it to look like a great target. So makes sense that you didn't initially remember that could be good for target shooting. And here, obviously, this is a bit dirty because Elgando's roads are not meant to be this wide, but it's not a big problem for us because we will have to do quite a lot of blending here anyways. And while this overlap here is not very pretty, we will fix that up later anyway. So for now, we don't have to be too clean here. Same goes with the end. I'm gonna leave this the way it is for now. We'll fix this up properly later on. And here I think we can actually get this pretty clean if we take both of the opposite endings and cross over. That should actually get us pretty close to where we wanna be. I say that and I don't have the curve tool, so we place this and delete both of them and do this the correct way this time. And I'm curious how you guys are feeling about the content creator packs we're getting tomorrow, because I wholeheartedly had very high hopes for the industry one. In fact, very high hopes for the industry one. And I think it's even better than what I imagined it to be. I imagined it to be industry heavier than it actually is. But goddamn, all of the buildings from that pack, also from the skyscraper pack, obviously, but we're not gonna use many skyscrapers, so we don't care that much. But the industry one, holy shit, like any of the buildings is like it's made for Los Vagos. So very exciting pack for us. I'm sure we're gonna use a shitload of those assets. With a skyscraper, I can't wait for the first people to plop down 3 or 4 of them in the middle of their city and stun lock the traffic and everything for the next 3 days, pretty much. Yeah, I was thinking the same. Like, as cool as the skyscrapers are, I already struggling getting in the bigger skyscrapers we currently have, because I already find those very pretty, but difficult to get the size into any build. And these new ones, they are way bigger than anything we have, so yeah, how exactly to get those in, I don't know either. But then there is quite a lot of people who play absolutely gigantic cities where they will look gorgeous in, so really, I'm still happy we get those. And what people always forget, even though they are so gigantic, everything that we get will also be turned into static ploppables by our dear Mr. Starq. And you can morph those, like, yeah, you can just use the lower part of the skyscraper and still get some really pretty assets out of it, even though you don't use vanilla skyscrapers in that point, I guess. But I'm sure we'll use some of those as ploppables morphed into other things. The heck? Why is he not? Why is that curve still going so harsh? Finally, that took me a while to get right. Seribot coming in clutch as always. I mean, but I know that we're fighting with very different issues, Elgato. I know your issue in your current save is that you have too much density and population, and you're desperately trying to get some more realistic level of density, so you were quite literally using fake buildings to lower your population. I don't have that problem, Elgendo. I have too little people in my city. If anything, I need to do the opposite. I need to bloat up my cities and get them more full. So I think really, I would not care clicking it down and getting 4,000 people in my city, because that's kind of what I want and need. Oh, I said Elgendo that we have very opposite problems, because I know that you recently been working on undensifying your city and get it to more realistic levels. But then I never had a problem of too much population, right? For me, it's a bit the opposite. I think, even though I want a fairly realistic population, I'd be curious actually on ignore the actual population number you see down here and just looking at a city like Los Vagos, a city like this, what would your guys' number would be for a city like this? How many people would you expect to live in a place like Los Vagos? If we're only talking about this part, like the actual city, Los Vagos, nothing else in the save, only this city we see in the screen right now, how many people would you think there are in here? Because I think it's too little. I think even with all the housing we have in here, I think the population the game gives us is lower than it should be. That's very curious, because that's more than that. But my entire point is, yeah, I guess I could do that and then look at it. I roughly know how many people there is. I know. It should be roughly 5,000 people in Los Vagos. But out of those 5,000, over 2,000 live in this. And I like that, right? Because I think the population in Los Vagos is too low. So I'm very happy for this thing, for example, which absolutely bloats our population in an unnatural and unrealistic level. But I think the population otherwise generally is a bit too low in Los Vagos. So I'm very happy to have this. I'm not moving it. It's not 2,000, but it's 1.8 nearly. Is a lot of people. This used to be a lot more as well. They adjusted the household sizes like 3 patches ago. This used to hold like 2.2 thousand. Now it's only 1.8. And I know this is super unrealistic, but I love this. For me, this is worth a lot because I have quite a lot of population during most parts of Los Vagos, and I care a lot about there being stuff happening and a lot of activity in this area of the city. This building alone helps me do a lot of that. It's not here on accident, right? And I know that's not what you would like, but I think some people will very much appreciate this. The skyscrapers are so incredibly big and that you can use them to easily click one down and get 8,000 people into your city. And welcome in Urban and welcome in Scientic. I mean, yeah, I guess so. In this case, obviously, that is a bit absurd for these buildings. And I'm not saying that is realistic and should work that well. Also, hold on, there is something happening here that we don't like. Why did all of these spawn back? We don't want any of this vanilla vegetation coming with the building. Get out of our build. Okay, now this looks appropriate again. But I mean, I think the highest number, I thought the highest number of households in the new buildings was gonna be 2,400, I think one of the very high ones said. But then Riza posted a screenshot of one with 5,000 households. That must be at least like 8,000 people in the game, which, holy. But I agree with what Jay said earlier, where he says it, or where he said that he used to like some of the old signature buildings to just prop them down at the start of a build and get some inflated population in to build around. I don't play with money, but yeah, if you play with money, then you need some population at the start, right? Because really, the entire process of making a city financially viable in this game is having more population. So if you play with money, then yeah, having buildings like that to inflate your population easily at the start is quite nice actually. And welcome in Obelix. How are you feeling? I'm curious, Obelix. How are you feeling about the new content creator packs? You probably are also very excited for the supply chains one, I would imagine at least. Why is I'm actually a bit surprised that our parking usage is so low. Because we already put businesses in here. In fact, we put quite a lot of businesses in here, because I would actually like people to come here. But even though we have all of these units in there, we are not seeing any usage on any of our dome parking lots. I mean, yeah, I think the skyscrapers are a bit hit and miss, because I would guess for the majority of the people playing the game, they are a bit too big and they don't fit their builds. But then for the few people that have cities that big, yes, they really need variation. Like if you want to build a big city, then right now the variation we have is definitely not amazing, I would say, personally at least. And if we get the new stuff, then that might very well change and get a lot better. So wholeheartedly, while I also am not that excited for the skyscrapers, I'm happy we're getting them. And I'm sure some people will be very excited to get the skyscrapers. I was quite surprised, because when I checked other Discords and Reddit and that, it seemed like more people were actually really excited for the skyscrapers than for the other things, which, again, I would have not expected. But I guess there is a lot of people out there who like building really gigantic cities as well. Why is Calabash unplayable right now? I'm curious. Because Los Vagos also was unplayable after Bridges and Ports till we got the shopping bug fix. I would have said the same about Los Vagos. Now I actually feel a lot better about it, and I think the game is very fun again. I'm sure that is resolvable. But yeah, curious. With this, I'm still looking for ideas. Maybe Jay, you've got ideas as well. I'm looking for more different ideas, what I can use as a starting point where the people are actually shooting from. I quite like this. What I don't like, but I guess we could use right everywhere, is the information, obviously. But we would have to use right everywhere to cover this up. The question also is how sensible this is with a roof that's not really covering anything. I guess it turns it into a bit of users, but then how well it does that, I'm not sure about. Maybe we should just try to build these entirely by ourselves. And we have, I actually did not, when did you make those, James? Because I did not use those much. These are amazing assets, absolutely amazing, because they allow you to fairly quickly build those by yourself. The one thing that's a bit sad is that there is no different, like, yes, there is variations because there is different boards, but the prettiest board, which is this one, sadly has only one color variation, and I believe is not recolorable. I actually want to recheck that because I'm not certain. Yeah, it is not recolorable, sadly. Yep, I agree. It's why I don't like this so much anymore. I think we're just gonna build one by ourselves really quick, because with these chase thingies here, that should not take us too long. I just want to find the right element. I want to see which the longest are you have. You have them in the side as well, which quite good for us here. These are all the side ones. Okay, okay. And then where is a very long... I want a long version of this one. But honestly, amazing pack. I don't know why I didn't realize I have those. I only learned that because when I was building the bridge for the hotel in the last episode, this is the one I'm interested in. If we can find a flat version of that. I guess it actually, the lightning is so different. It is the very light one we had at the start. It's this one, but the lightning seems very different. I don't think I like that, because this is too, it looks so new, it looks so clean. Yeah, I actually agree. I don't think Jay is currently wanting to do anything because of the editor coming soon, and he already having a shitload of work to do when the editor comes out, uploading and fixing all of his packs, so probably the wrong moment. But otherwise,
my God!
I'm
Okay,
sure
it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm.
I welcome in Bruni. Hope you had a nice stream. I've seen you were streaming right when I went live, but then I've been saying I should stream yesterday, and then I let people down yesterday already, so I had no choice but jumping on. But I hope you had a nice stream. What did you build today? And welcome in, Whoopsie. Oh, actually I didn't even think about that, James. Because I thought the boat surely must have some animation properties so you could grow and shrink them, but I guess not. I mean, Brune, have you looked at the new content creator packs coming? Because if so, I think industry is gonna get a whole lot more fun tomorrow. I also love industry in this game, so I'm very excited for the supply chains creator pack. You did? I mean, I guess your city is probably also too small to make any use of the skyscrapers, but they also look good. I think it should be €8, which I guess $10. I'm not sure how they would how the regional pricing looks, but yeah, in euros should be 8, I think. I'm gonna, even though I don't think I'm gonna use the skyscrapers, I'm obviously gonna get both of them as soon as they come out. I'm thinking, looking at this is still too small, right? We need this, I think we need this twice, looking at it. Then we can also angle it a bit. I also think that probably this one we want to rebuild, because while I really like the look of it, maybe it's also because it's still colored in white, but it looks too modern for what I want to do here. So let's take this as a starting ground. We build a nice one here, and then we can go off of this one. And thanks a lot for the raid as well. I'm glad you had a nice stream. In general, glad that it seems like you're streaming a lot more again. For a while, there was very little Brune streams. And lately, it seems like you have found your groove again. I should do this cleaner than what I'm doing as well. I guess these were so clean, we can leave them the way they were, but the others were actually gonna do this proper now. We're gonna copy this and actually move them appropriately. That's exactly 2 meters, that's very nice for us. And I guess the other side, if that was 2, should be 4. No. 3? 3, I guess? I guess so. Yeah, I always, to be honest, because I use line tools so little, because I'm such a line tool hater, I always kind of forget about line tool and just do it with transform tool real quick. But you do make a point that this definitely would be quicker with line tool. And now this side is so clean and this one isn't, that the unclean side actually looks silly. So I cause us some work here, because now we actually need to move these correctly as well. There we go. And the question is if we prefer the roof flat or if we actually want to put that up. Yeah, I mean, for moving, I would also use EDT. But Jay is correct that if I just find a really flat ground, then I could perfectly lay them out back to back with line 2. And it would be just as accurate as what I've been doing by hand here. I mean, the same problem, Boom, is why I don't have a schedule and I always just stream whenever I manage to. But sadly, it is what it is.
Wow, it's very nice.
Oops, why I moved this one more. Okay, 10 is what we want, I think. Because the other roof is too extreme. I think if we turn all of these... Is this the angle? This already is... This is still too flat, no? Maybe 15 or 20 is better? I think this is pretty solid. And actually, looking at this, is this not realistic for a shooting range? Oh, yeah, have a nice evening, Bruni, and good night, and thanks so much for the raid, of course. But enjoy your night and have sweet dreams. Yeah, I know. I'm as much as I like Move It for doing things quickly, I'm not a big fan of Move It for those kind of things. I love Move It, but for what we're doing right here, need proper precision. I know some people also do these kind of things with Move It, but I don't know, I think it does not turn out as cute as I would like it to. And what I was gonna say, and probably my American friends in chat are the right people to answer this question again. If I imagine a gun stand, is it not actually good that the back roof is straight, because who cares, but the front roof being a bit angled so you're better protected by the sun? I imagine if you're shooting here, you don't want the sun to blind you while you're aiming. So I imagine if the front is a bit flatter and lower, that would actually be nice while shooting. Please, Americans or gun fans in chat, voice your input on this. I mean, when the sun comes from the back, then you make a good point. You try, I guess. At that moment, you throw a temper tantrum because the sun is being mean and bullying you. Should be a better solution, but I think visually I really much like this. So I think we're gonna build this way, even though it's not entirely correct. Yeah, I could move those two properly to each other first and now adjust all of them properly, but then that would have required me to think ahead, and that's not something we do in this channel. Now the only question is if we pillar this or if we... I think I actually really like these as a stand, but then maybe we should use those as we use those on the other side and turn them into some kind of boosters as well. This is a curious input what you're giving here. Whoops. Okay. I guess for Ricochet, this would actually be fairly goodish. We also will get more practice because we will need like 3 or 4 different ones of these. I'm gonna give my best at what I imagine in my head, and then you guys can tell me what I did wrong and we can try fix it up. What I would like to copy is this table setting we have here where they sit a bit like boosters, because I think that's generally very nice. What I'm not sure about, in a normal gun range, would you have like a divider in between the people shooting for noise or not being confused by whatever they're doing, so you're actually properly separated? Yeah, I can't wait. Like, since I know that we're getting Move It, Copy and Paste soon, I am a lot more annoyed building these kind of things, because I know how quick this could be with Move It and how slow this is for me instead. But soon, I guess, since or till we have to suffer and build it by hand, but yes, soon we will be able to just build a single element of these and then do the rest with copy and paste. I mean, for the tables, I don't care as much that they're accurate than the top. The question now is if we need a separator in there or not, because we have these vertical ones down here. Need to find a right one again. This, not this. Do we have that in the other orientation as well? No, we have it like this, but that's fine, honestly. And then the question is, should we do this, where we give this an actual divider in between the boosters, or do we let it open? I think then I'm gonna give this divider to make this a bit more interesting. But I guess we would actually want to have the divider, because the boost does not need to be both-sided. It's perfectly fine to have it just like this, I guess. Or do we prefer if it's an entire boost with a U shape in there? It takes a bit too much space. I think this is actually fairly decent space-wise. I think I quite like this. And it looks a bit shabby. I honestly prefer the look of this a lot compared to this one. Maybe we keep this, because this is like the main big range where people, I guess, shoot some big snipers or something. But especially for the smaller ranges, I think this is nice, and it's definitely a lot nicer than this nonsense here. I mean, I don't think gun safety is playing a very big role in Los Vagos. In fact, this gun range is owned by Jay, which I gave this to Jay already. If Jay is the person overlooking gun safety in this gun range, then pray to God getting out of here alive, because I don't think you will have great safety standards. Now the last question is, what do we use as wooden pillars to get this correct? Maybe... this would be nice for the power pole, but the power pole has a base. I should have a custom mesh for that, but I don't remember the name of it. But we need wooden, some kind of wooden pillar that preferably shouldn't look too clean. Ah, damn it, I know that I have a custom mesh of the thing without base. Does it keep the base if we move it? I actually want to try that. Power pole. Okay, I'm gonna check that. Leisure Pier. I don't, sadly. Sad. Yeah, I mean, I believe you were not wrong, Wobbs. It's partly why I already fixed up the terrain a bit, so I'm sure people will manage anyway to hit stuff, but you're gonna have to try quite hard to not shoot against the terrain here. I actually see Obelix. The problem with something like bullet holes is they're too small. I had bullet holes decals and I discarded them because the problem with the bullet holes is that you know how the LODs in this game make you not see small stuff fairly quickly. Bullet holes are so small that as soon as you're not looking this close or something, they disappear. And visually because they are so small, I don't think they work very well in this game. I would love proper bullet holes. I gave up on the idea of it because I was not happy with the results I was getting. Otherwise, we already would have that. Same goes for paintball. I also really wanted paint splatters from paintball, but I also decided against that for the same reason. Me, the pergola walls, I don't think I like most of them. I mean, this one actually would be fairly decent for the back, but we need a single pillar in the front still. I mean, for the back, I would actually not hate this. Because this nearly fits the width as well. I mean, actually, the more I think about this, the more I like this. And the one in the front, we might just flip. I'm gonna put this here, just so we remember it. These I all don't like the visuals of it, they were too detailed. I mean, this one is very detailed as well, but this one actually looks nice. This one I'm gonna put on this side, just so we remember it. None of this is exactly what I'm looking for, though. I'm confused why I don't find it at all. Should I not? I don't have the custom mesh, but should I not just find a normal hole as well? Not bad, but too big. I know the ones from Dome. They are not bad, but I don't love them. They're a bit too small as well for what I imagine. The power pole is pretty much exactly the width I would imagine. This one also would be very nice if it would only... I'm so silly. Guys, please don't laugh at me. I deserve any laughing, to be honest. We have the perfect asset, and it's a very simple one, and please don't laugh when we take this. I don't know why I didn't remember this. I was gonna say the one by J is nearly perfect if it would only be the log in the bottom, and I was like, well, that's quite literally just a log, so... Yeah, I don't know why I didn't think about a log. This is literally exactly what I want. I'm not known to be clever, guys. Yeah, again, I don't know why I didn't think about this, because this is quite literally exactly what I'm looking for. Holy shit. It's such slow brain today, like literally the easiest and perfect asset for what I want here, right in front of my nose, and I still didn't see it. Because honestly, this is perfect. This does exactly what we wanted. Okay, now this has to be very accurate, something like this, and now we can quite literally just copy this, put the Y in there, and move it to the right spot. Maybe we even want more than just in the corner, but I think this is so light, I don't think we really need more than this. Yeah, I was thinking as well, they might look nice bringing something horizontal in there as well. We're gonna try with this. It's a slow progress on this channel, partly because I never know what I'm doing. So we're kind of figuring out slowly together here. It's definitely a bit too light. We're gonna figure. I think maybe if we turn these in the front already, that's gonna look better as well, but I'm not entirely sure yet either. Yeah, it's already better than it was, at least. Still not great, but slowly getting a bit better. The question is if maybe these we wanna turn, or now Jay got me thinking, what is if we take one of these logs and we place it This might be a horrible idea, this might be a good idea, I am not sure. Again, the rotation of this is not gonna fit, we would have to do this cleaner with values, but just to have a look at this visually. I'm not sure if I hate this or if I think it's okay. I'm not sure actually. You make a you make a very good point. That would look way better. Yes. But I know I could have just moved those, but it's so many objects on top of each other. I feel like it's easier for me to just do this instead. Yeah, this looks very nice. Good call, Jay. Very good call. We're gonna correct these with EDT in a moment. I just wanna roughly have them in the right spot. And then we should even do the same in the back. And edit here. It's also great, because while I think this is generally very pretty, my one issue with this was that it looks like it's gonna fall over as soon as there is a little bit of wind. And adding those in the top actually makes this a bit less of a pushover as well. Let me catch up in chat real quick. I think I've been missing some things. I'm gonna scroll up real quick just to make sure that I didn't miss anything. Yeah, I was gonna think the same. We definitely need one here in the middle. One of the reasons why I don't want to place that yet is because I'm not sure about the spacing, and maybe we actually have some kind of gap in the middle between the boosters. So I want to fix up those boosters how we want them first. My first question I'm not sure about yet, and I'm just gonna try. Do we think this is better? Because I think it's a bit wide otherwise. I think this might be better, turning them like this and leaving them shorter. But yeah, I definitely think this is better. Then these are fine the way they are. But I don't mind, like from the little gun ranges we looked at together, most of them were fairly open, but then they had some kind of separation between the boosters itself. But I think it looks better turned this way. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn all of these real quick, and then we're just gonna go in here and put the Y value. Whoopsala. Well, does not matter. I wish we had a layer menu like in Photoshop or in any proper program for these kind of things. Okay, listen up. We move you like this. Otherwise, I would have gotten annoyed and angry. No need for that. But yes, I think this looks better. And welcome in, Riza. Nice to see you, beauty. Riza has been starting one build after the next build. If Riza continues like this, he's gonna have like 20 builds at the end of the week. I can tell you have a bit of an issue with committing to build right now. Okay, and this time we're not gonna misclick, but we're actually picking this, and we're gonna add only the value. Hold on. Why is this happening? Why are these all... We cannot recolor them, but we have different variations. Okay, we actually need to be careful, because these are all useless, because they're the wrong color variation. So we go back, and this time we make sure that we take the same one. This looks like the same one. Okay, I did not pay attention to that prior, and I should have, obviously. I knew it. I think once you start changing build regularly, then I think it becomes like a drug, you know. Collect so many new ideas that now you taste it from the sweet drug of re-rolling build. You're gonna re-roll build every second week. I could see it coming from a mile away. Actually, can we... no, that's not the same rotation. Okay, we're gonna align this one perfect, and then we can steal the rotation off of this one. I hate moving things here with this one having the anchor in the middle as well. So annoying. See, the reason I think American cities are the go-to in cities is, as much as I would like to say something different, I don't think we have enough good European assets to build a fun European city. Or I should rephrase, I think the quality of assets we have for US builds is so much better, and you have so much more variation. I think you are gonna have a lot more fun with a US build than a European one. For now, I'm sure that is gonna change in the future. But with the current assets we have, I would definitely
Place
say
an electricity
that
box.
it's a lot nicer. Yeah, the row houses are really nice, and I love that redeem. Welcome in, Nomis. Nice to see you. And thanks for the electricity box redeem, because we have not placed electricity boxes in a long time. And they are so good. We should always place more electricity boxes than we do. And also welcome in, Geronimo. Nice to see you. Okay, electricity box time first. Just to make sure, do we have any clothes somewhere here? I don't think we do. So let's go in and throw these in. And thanks a lot, Geronimo. That is very nice of you. Appreciated, mate. Have you been having any luck with your game lately, Geronimo? Being more stable, or are you sadly still crashing as much? Because Geronimo confuses me. He shared his logs with me, and his logs look pretty good, and his computer looks decent, and he's playing on incredibly bad settings currently, and still seems to be having a lot more stability issues than anybody else who I've been talking to recently. There we go. I'm sure we'll add more electricity boxes as well. But this stretch of road at least gotten somewhat covered for now. Yeah, I really think so, sadly. Like, as much as I would like it different, I do think European assets, we have good European assets, please don't get me wrong. Like, I think some of them are very nice, but I think you are so limited that it's very difficult with a European build to do something truly unique at the moment. So I think you're just gonna have more fun with most US builds. Because I've been wondering quite a lot, for example, because especially with the German assets they keep adding, some of them are beautiful, but then if I imagine trying to build any bigger German city with them, literally undoable, not possible with the current assets we have, I would say. And I'm sure if you search long enough, you can find a single city in southern Germany that somewhat fits, but it's not great at least. Yeah, I mean, at that point, when you're playing, I guess we have the asset editor, so at that point, I guess the situation for EU builds will rapidly get better. But yeah, if you were looking at the vanilla assets by the game at least, then yeah, no question, US builds win. Well, and not only too modern. I think a big problem of mine is that the styles are so similar, right? Like, if you look at most European cities, they are just old and grown very naturally. So you have very different architecture styles from different times, different influences, and all of the assets we've been getting, they seem very much matched to each other, and you can build very good uniform cities. But then especially in a country like Germany that's been entirely destroyed by bombs after both world wars, that is not really a thing, right? Like, we don't have anything that is fairly similar to each other. So yeah, I don't know. European assets definitely don't make me happy. But are you wholeheartedly considering to play soon, Nomis? Yeah, how was your Brussels trip, Rizam? Oh, you're still in Brussels, I guess. And I like it. Your game is more stable, but when you say occasional CTDs, what do we mean with occasional? Like once every play session, or once a week, once a month? What do you mean with that, Riza? More maybe always buildings wall to wall. I don't follow on that. Sorry, I'm catching up on chat right now. I'm being slow today. I don't think so, Wops, because the truth for me is that I find it more interesting to build stuff that I don't usually see. So I think I prefer building US cities, and I would like to build more Southern American cities as well, like Colombia or Argentina or I don't know, Bolivia and Peru are super cool. But Europe for me is the most boring because it's what I see the most myself as well. I kinda agree with what you're saying, Jay, that I think it's good not to define what it is and just use the assets you like. But I think if you want your assets to fit to each other well, then you're quite automatically gonna put yourself in a category architecturally. Because I don't think our build really is American, but it definitely looks very American. Yeah, I also think that the heat of the buildings is a big problem for European assets, what Obelix is saying as well, because I think most of them are just too big. Like, many European cities are just they're very dense, but they're fairly flat. And then for that, you have the single ones are not cutting it, and the other ones are just too high. I very much like this. I think this is great. There is one thing about this that annoys the hell out of my OCD, and it's that we have to... now we can't touch it. Okay. We have to change these tables for this to actually be perfect, so they match on both sides. And then I think it's gonna be very cute. It's not perfectly clean. Oh, whoops. Why did I not do it here? It's not perfectly clean. Obviously, we want to change these as well. But the style of this is very much exactly what I wanted. Now the annoying part is that we need to build multiple of these and we don't yet have copy and paste, so we're gonna be very annoyed of having to build these. But the general style of this, I like this. Looks like a great shooting range for me, no? Once every 15 to 13 minutes you call occasional crash to desktop, Geronimo. That is absolutely unacceptable. Go ahead and send me some new logs so I can have a look at that, because that is quite literally unplayable and you shouldn't have to suffer from that. That sounds horrible. Yeah, I agree that there is no tracks, not only on bricks, but that all of them are the same. I hate it. But then again, maybe the asset editor is gonna help out with all of that soon. Oh, nice actually. What was your feeling last week when you tried it? And Riza, enjoy the rest of your stay in Brussels, of course. I'm too lazy to build more of this now, but I think I'm very happy with this, so we're gonna move this a bit more appropriate where it should be. And then we're actually gonna build out some of the targets here. Because I think especially with this one being a bit smaller and us having these chair targets, I think we can actually build this out somewhat appropriately. And I like it. You will keep it installed this time. I mean, yes, I agree with what you guys are saying, but then if you don't plop, you will never be able to get a realistic European-looking city. It's just not doable as much as I would like that to be a thing. I don't think that is ever acceptable. I mean, I'm glad, Geronimo, that you have made some progress, but then let me tell you that crashing once every 15 to 20 minutes should be absolutely unacceptable for everybody, and you also should not have to reload your game that much. Yeah, of course, all the rocks definitely need to be removed. I know. I guess we can just do that right now. For once, we're gonna use a radio tool, which we're not usually fans of, but for this is acceptable. The rocks at the side, I want to be fairly careful, because those we all want to keep. We just want to get rid of those here in the middle. And everything else can stay. I guess the ones here, now again, gun safety question. These rocks probably we should remove, because if somebody shoot against them, they can ricochet a bullet or something, right? So I guess everything that is... well, I guess that also means we should remove those, but I don't care. We can remove those small ones here and pretend that we care about the safety of people. If you shoot into the big rock and the bullet hits you, it's not my fault. Jay is the owner of this gun range, so if something goes wrong, Jay is the person you complain to, please. I have no business in this gun range. Okay, I guess. And this, I thought we could put something on, but then I think we have better options than that. These nets, I think I want to keep them, because again, I forgot to add them before starting the game and we can't reload sprites. But I downloaded some of those nice target papers that you can hang. So I think this actually is pretty nicely fitted to put a few of those lines here, and then we put some hanging targets on them, at least from looking at other gun ranges. That seems fairly common. I guess these we can delete, because I wanted to use them in a similar fashion as we're gonna use these instead. Generally want to clean out a bit. I think we can use 3 different kinds of targets here. One is these lines where we can hang the things on. Then this one is just perfect, because we don't really need to do much. I have a similar one from Right Everywhere that maybe we are gonna replace, but we cannot do that today. So today we're gonna keep this one. And these we can eat out as well. And I think from what I've seen, different kind of targets are fairly common.
I wish we had a cactus.
Is that the case? I have in my life, well, I shot a gun, but never an actual gun. I shot like an air gun, which to me already was like, oh my god, I'm shooting a gun. But I've never shot an actual gun. Yeah. See, Obelix, I already prepared some. This is the redneck gun range back here, where people who have who are not great at shooting yet, they get exactly that. I placed these blankets down here, which we gonna just move underground to have bottles and glasses. Maybe also this one, though there is a bit too much crap on it. And then this one is gonna be like barrels, and then we can put some targets on these hay balls and stuff like that. So I think for this side is gonna work pretty alright. This side I want to be a bit more appropriate. This is where good shooters go shooting. So this is gonna be a lot nicer, but yeah, the shittier ones will also come. I mean, I play a lot of CS, but then there's a misconception that people who like ego shooters have an idea about guns, because I like ego shooters, but I know nothing about guns. And these can be kind of random, right? Maybe I'm totally off in what I'm doing here. But I would just go ahead and place some kind of random targets around here in different distances and heights and angles, and then people can blast at whatever they feel like. Not sure how accurate that is. Something like this, maybe. And now we're gonna take these chairs, obviously, switch the color to the one that looks gun rangey. There we go. And move them correctly. I think in some, or actually we don't even have to angle it. Maybe we could make it stand up perfect 90 degree, but then I think visually it's actually not wrong that they're falling a bit to the back. You guys can judge as well. Maybe I should put them more upright than they are. And one last here, I guess. These two we can delete. Again, these lines, we cannot make them appropriate today. We will make them appropriate the next time when I remember adding the right everywhere stuff before starting the game. Maybe actually one of these more in the center, some more here, and then we're gonna hang targets on there as well. And these I quite like. I would probably put 2 more or 3 more groups of them. Line them up a bit nicer than they are currently, somewhere here. And then maybe 3 more here. And 1, 2 actually. 2 here. And 1 single gentleman here. Is this alright? Anybody who's ever shot a gun before? Would you think this is enjoyable to shoot on? Give these targets a hat? Something to choose from? Do we need something closer? No, right? All of them are a bit further away in a proper gun range as well. I also quite like this. I think this is a nice prototype for what we want to do everywhere. And then I want to give all of them a bit of a unique character. So this one, for example, I'm not sure how realistic that is. What I've seen more in my life than gun ranges is... I guess so, Gaga. People can shoot whatever they want. I don't know. Why would this not be fine for a gun, but for a rifle? Is it already too far away for guns? It's not that far. Like, I don't know, hard to guess, but it's like, I don't know, closest target maybe 30 meters, 25 meters. At the furthest one maybe like 50. That seems perfectly fine for a pistol, no? I also don't know. It's like, Gaga, the both of us are probably the both worst people to figure out a gun range together, because neither of us has any clue about a gun. You have all of your knowledge from Battlefield, I have all of my knowledge from Counter-Strike. So, why line up? I figured it's exactly the opposite. I figured it's way more fun if they are different in distance and position. Hey, same question, Gaga. Where are my US viewers? See, that's exactly what I was thinking. Because, whoops, this I imagine to be the pistol range. This little part up here. That's why this building is so big. Because I really wanted an indoor gun range as well. So this is where I imagine pistols to mainly get shot. Because this is very short, and all of my gun range knowledge actually comes from GTA, not from Counter-Strike. But in GTA, some of the gun ranges were similar to this building we have in front of us. So that's why I chose the building, because I guess GTA showed me how it's done. Really, it's not my own doing. I mean, is your gun range? I am just the architect. I'm gonna build you a proper gun range, and then if you would decide people are not supposed to shoot pistols in there but fight each other, that's on you. I have nothing to do with that. That obviously is totally your choice. I wanna have a real quick look, because I think we have multiple ammunition decals as well, because I know I made one a long time ago, and I think Sully made maybe a better one afterwards. I made this one. This is very small though, because I meant it to be in very rural places. So we have either this one or and now we need to find it. I believe Sully also made an ammunition one. Or maybe even Red Kool-Aid, but there should be a second one. This already is solid. Maybe we need to change color of the building, because depending on these decals that we have available, this one is nice, like camo for gun range here as well. Maybe we need to turn this into a bit of a crazy Under Armour necklace. Yeah, see? Ammunition sale. Okay, there we go. And this is this is perfect. This is way better than what I had. I guess maybe here should be a banner that I don't have yet, but for the actual gun range. And then this we should turn into the ammunition. Or, I mean, we also have these buildings, but this I imagine to be some kind of clubhouse, where while you're shooting already, you can go and sit in a little. This I imagine to be a church, and this I imagine to mainly be storage. So yeah, I guess the ammunition should actually be in this part. Bye, Elgando. Have a nice evening, mate. I guess when Elgando says bye, it usually means he's done working. So get home well and have a nice evening. But yes, this one is definitely better than mine, because mine is nice for very small stores, but not for a big building like this one. So we're gonna go ahead and keep mine out of there. And And we'll take this one from Sully instead. Come on, please be straight. Okay, as straight as I can get it. Or we even have this one, but I really like the yellow one. I think the yellow one looks nice. Jay, it's your gun range. You can decide. Do you prefer the yellow one or do you want the freedom colors? Okay, I also prefer the yellow one, but your choice. And I guess these are not perfectly mixed because some of these are related to ammunition, some aren't. The smaller one actually looks better, so we're gonna heat this one out and replace it with a small one here. And then I already seen that there is a few other nice fitting ones. This, maybe we should, is this one oh, this is a smaller version. I guess this should be on the very top here. We will have to figure this out together, how to get this the best. I mean, I can just change these to be white later. That's not a big problem. We just want to get the spacing right for now. We could move the camo one to this side and then add this one here in the very top, though is a bit annoying spacing wise. Maybe this is the best. If we place this one here and then I have to obviously adjust the color of it so it properly works on there. We have some other gun fitting ones. I think that was it. What is this? This is car shop related. I guess that was all the gun ones, and this one is also ammunition but even smaller. That one is nicer for sure. It's fine. I will definitely have to go ahead and make some gun related decals anyway for this build. So this is a nice starting point for us, and I'm gonna try to match this style with a gun range banner as well. But I think we need a big gun range banner here that tells people that the entrance is there, and then we have the ammunition here at the start. Right, I like it, and then one of the biggest parts, and this is gonna be probably the most boring but also tedious part, is vegetation, because to get this entire area to look a bit cuter, we will have to put down quite a lot of tubes and general green vegetation, especially in this middle area where we have this kind of separator. Wait, before we green all of that up, do we have to make this higher? This part here is just meant as a separator, because here I guess is the people with the very big guns shooting on whatever targets we put back there later. Yeah, I guess we have to put this a bit higher, because from here you could still manage to shoot over it onto these people back there. So I guess before we put all of the vegetation down, we should go ahead and raise this entire thing a little bit at least. Maybe this is a proper level. And especially here at the start, close to where they're shooting, we need to make sure that this is quite a bit higher than it currently is. Here in the end is not even as relevant, because I guess here you can't fire across. Here in the start we might have to get it
Wow,
even
it's
a
very
little
nice.
bit higher. This already seems good enough. I mean, yes, you could hit the building if you really try to, but the targets are here. Like, do we have to make sure people don't shoot there? And welcome in, Chaos. Nice to see you, cutie. we are finally diving in and building the gun range that we started talking about and looking into a while ago. So far, what we mainly done is this side, where we put down some of the targets that we need to evolve on the future, and then the longest time of today we built this weird thing here. I mean, I don't care. That water tower is not mine. That water tower is owned by Damir, because Damir owns pretty much all of the water towers in my city. You're doing me a favor if you shoot that water tower, because no matter how many water towers I build, so I have some control over my own water. Damir buys every single one of them right away to try to blackmail me in future. Because he owns all of our water and we're in the middle of the desert. So yeah, sure, shoot that water tower, I'm happy about it. Don't tell Damir I said that, but the truth is, yes, you would do me a big favor shooting that. And this one, I want to see if we can go ahead and steal. Well, I guess we can just do this, but the colors are gonna be wrong. This is the two we care about. Actually, that is a lot better. Yeah, that is not the one. Okay, I want to see if we can make this one look alright, because in white it just looks too modern. Here we probably have to swap colors again. Oh, this one is not recolorable. That is a bit of a bummer. I'm gonna have to look for a different pillar then, because I definitely want that recolored. But yeah, the roof already looks like 500 times nicer this way. When I fix up this terrain, and then we're gonna put down some green things and have a proper go at that. Yeah, you did buy some of the electricity, is correct, Nomis. The truth is though, we don't have that much electricity infrastructure yet, so I feel like, while yes, currently you kinda have me by the balls, because you own most of our electricity, it's something I can change easier, because I can just build some more infrastructure that we need anyways. But the water is an actual problem, because we have so many water towers, but Damir owns all of them anyways, like... And then I try to build a single one to make sure that we own it. And then Gaga bought that one instantly, so I'm just not supposed to have any. And I'm from Germany, mate. It's why sometimes I struggle for words. I'm surely also silly in German. But then since English isn't my first language, I sometimes am even sillier in English than I would be in German. So especially if it's late and I'm getting a bit tired, I sometimes fight finding words. In the very north of it, the prettiest, and now you can, I'm gonna answer this different. I'm gonna say the prettiest city in Germany, and now I would argue there is only one correct and valid answer to that question. I'm sure other people would disagree, but I'm curious. Maybe that hint already is enough. I already added a very big hint saying from the north. So with those hints together, I think you should be able to piece it together. If not, obviously I also gladly solve it for you. Yes. That is absolutely correct, Nomis. And if there is people in chat who would say, oh no, Munich is prettier than Hamburg, I would answer to that saying, haha, you are hilarious. But clearly that's not true. I mean, I would argue, as somebody who very much loves Hamburg, is impossible not to like Hamburg.
My God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm!
Heck yeah, welcome in, cuties. Thank you for the raid, Dava and gang. Welcome in, raiders. How was the stream today? You also been playing Cities today, I think, no? I tuned in for like 5 minutes before I started my own stream, so I did not really get to watch you today. But I hope you had a nice stream, and thanks for the raid and welcome in. We are building something I am quite excited about. I'm sure some of you guys have seen this already, which is our cute drive-in theater with a very serious movie on the screen. And now we dive to this side, which is gonna be a gun range in future, because clearly our build is American. And if there is one thing we need in America, it's guns, I guess. I'm not American, so don't quote me. I'm trying my best to be an American. So while you spent 3 hours building an interchange, I probably spent 1.5 hours building this horrible looking, I don't even know how you'd call this, but a place where you shoot rifles from. And then you can stand here and have a blast and shoot out there. And I'm very excited because I found this chair. And how in God's earth did I not know about this chair before? It's absolutely perfect. If this is not the perfect thing to shoot at, I don't know what is. My problem is I have no clue about guns. I've never shot a gun in my life. I'm quite not into guns. So I'm trying my best. I don't really know what I'm doing. We're trying to figure it out together. The only things we have so far is this main entrance hall where we have an ammunition down here where people can buy guns, because people need to be able to buy guns. And then I imagine this up here to be a close-up pistol range, and then we have this smaller range one for maybe pistols or smaller rifles, and then this I guess is for some big rifles or snipers, and then maybe we build another one somewhere up here. We're trying to figure on the get-go. And if you like ammunition and you're into GTA, then I think I need to show you around this city a bit, because we have quite a lot of small wings to GTA. The first big wing to GTA is this one. I'm curious if somebody in chat can figure what this is supposed to be. It's obviously not perfect. I think it's a pretty close representation of the original. Yes, this is Trevor's trailer. Big shout out to Habermeister J, who made this very cute asset for us after I asked him for ideas on a trailer for Trevor. He whipped this one out and sent it to me. So yes, we have that, and we have a few other GTA 5 businesses in our city as well. If I could find them, I think in this one, for example, yes, this definitely is a GTA business, which I'm sure you were familiar with if you played GTA 5. I think we had more, well, this is The Simpsons, so wrong series. Yeah, no, these are all weird custom made ones. This is one of my favorite brands I ever made. So, oh yeah, okay, go shovel snow, and thanks for the raid, Dava, and welcome back in a while. And I think we might have some more GTA ones. I'm sure we have some more GTA ones, the question is just where we have them. I don't know where we have them, so I cannot show them to you. But we're big on GTA in this. With this skate park, yeah, this is a cool. We have multiple skate parks in our build. This, I guess, is the coolest one. This was a bit as a showcase as well, because not only do I like building weird redneck desert cities, I also like making decals, at least sometimes. I love street art. So all of the graffiti and tags and all of that you see here are ours. So this has been a nice showcase for doing so. And thanks a lot for the follow as well, of course. If there is anything you want to get shown, gladly ask for it. We've been building this crazy redneck desert area build for the last 7 months. I'm a very slow builder. Don't expect much progress. We're very much building lot per lot and make little progress. I think it pays off in the end. We get cute places like this, where we can do nice things like this, and it looks even nicer because all of this should turn on right now. Yes, see, this is our cute little strip mall. This is what we've been building prior to the gun range. How did I build what of this? I don't think this is a particularly difficult build. We just put some roads in there, and then all of the signage is right everywhere. I've been trying to bully Dava into start using right everywhere, but so far unsuccessful. I think the part I'm the most proud about of this entire strip mall is this silly sign here. This probably cost us 1.5 hours, an hour or something. But I just wanted to have this sign. I cared about having this sign for the strip mall, so I did. I've been trying to see. I'm German, so all of this is half me admiring America, half me making fun of Americans and having this as an American parody. So I'm trying. This is a very, very German vision of an American. But I used to spend a lot of time in the US as a child and young adult, mainly in Arizona. So all of this build is heavily Arizona inspired, and I think it's fairly easy to tell. And then yeah, we do like the weird detailed stuff where, I don't know, we built this. Is the last longer stream we had, where we built this cute roof terrace here with a rooftop bar on this side, and then we have this nice walkway over the top, and this side is a bit of a, I guess, wellness and whirl area, which is fairly hidden, because from the bottom, I don't think this looks like a nice hotel. In fact, if you're down here, you would probably think this is the last hotel you should go into, which I think is pretty solid, because the people in here will have peace for themselves. But yeah, safety, well, I guess it's an ad break, so I'm not sure if you can hear me, but safety is not a very big measurement for Los Vagos. Let's say Los Vagos is slightly corrupt. The only thing we are willing to invest money into in Los Vagos is this, which is a palace and my small residence. I think this is the least I deserve to govern these people from. In fact, I think the palace is a bit too tiny currently to rule the city from. But yes, this is our cute Los Vagos build, I guess, and this is the essence of Los Vagos that I always come back to every single time, because this is where we started the build and what I guess the build is mostly about, and it's crazy people living in trailer homes and permanent trailer homes, and people who live in a van, and people who rebuild an old train wagon into a nice home, or I don't know, people who have their own skate park in their backyard. This is the kind of vibe, I guess, that Los Vagos in general is trying to sell. And I know people sometimes say this game is not amazing, and I agree, this game has many sides that are not yet perfect, but goddamn, is this one fun game. So I'm gonna be the last person to complain. I complain and bitch about many things in this game, but then I play it all the time and I'm having a lot of fun doing so. I mean, in this town you can pretty much do whatever you want. The rules are always simple. It depends. If you have enough money to pay off the major, I think you will have a great and a fun life in Los Vagos, and probably not have much to do with rules or anything. If you don't have money to bribe the major, then I don't think your stay in Los Vagos is gonna be as nice. But then, is that my fault? Not really. I think as a major, a bit of corruption is the least I can expect. And I can tell you, out of the people who paid me off, I think I'm getting good reviews. I think I've been a good major to most of them. And Dava is gone already, but what kind of interchange has Dava been building today? And what is Dava's thoughts about the new content creator packs? Because Dava is one of the people who probably is very excited for the skyscrapers. I think most of the people in my community are a lot more into the supply chains DLC, because it's generally people who build smaller cities. But I guess Dava city, at least usually, are big enough to actually carry some of those big new skyscrapers. I guess so. Now, this is obviously, I mean Mayor. I don't even know. This is, for me, a current issue. I don't even know how to pronounce them different. Keep in mind, I'm German. English is not my first language, so I'm trying to say the city council, but I guess I'm failing at doing so. But yes, obviously, I mean the person who runs a town, not the army. No, I'm actually, I didn't take it as Cuboid. First things first, I love if people are harsh with me and criticize me, because then I can learn and get better at it. I'm wholeheartedly trying to learn here, because I'm making a fool out of myself every single time I say my name. I pronounce it the wrong way, I guess. So, very much appreciated. I will go on Google after this stream and listen to some AI voice and figure out how to pronounce it the correct way. But very much appreciated. Where are you from, if I may ask, Cheeto? I mean, I can gladly help with German if you want to and have any questions, of course. Yeah, it's so curious, because it seems like to this day, quite a lot of Americans do learn German in school, which to me always have been interesting, but every time I was traveling in the US, it feels like there is a lot of people who either have long German forefathers from the past, so have family roots in Germany after all, I guess, and a lot of people who learn it at school or something. I mean, I'm the same. I had French in school, and even though my mom used to be a French teacher, I completely brought shame and embarrassment on our family because I was horrible at French and hated every second of it. So I can relate. And probably what we're doing here is not that interesting, but then also is probably a very fair and realistic representation of my streams. Is never really interesting in my stream. We always do some small, very slow things. We like to put down rocks, we like to plant plants, we like to take our time. We're not fans of line tool or putting things down in a radius. We just take our time and do it by hand. And eventually it pays off and you get a cute city and a cute build, but the way there is often a long one. I mean, Scotty, now maybe soon we're getting the editor. I mean, by now they have less than 30 days. They have exactly 30 days left to keep their promise. And I would imagine that Paradox taking over would like the first deadline they put out to be held and not immediately start with delays and get the community to question. So maybe we will get a cactus in 30 days. I doubt it, because from what we know, that's not something that's going to be supported right away. But the journey for cactus is not that far anymore. And I'm not sad about that. No, welcome in, Yorton, and enjoy packing gifts. That is very, well, I guess it's actually not that early, but I'm not the best at getting presents in time, so for me that sounds very early. I will deal with presents in 2 weeks from now, most likely, and then panic and be very stressed about it. So if I'd be clever, I would be like Yorton and start now, but then I'm not known to be clever on this channel. Curious, actually. I mean, French and Latin also is both very common here, though Latin is dying out. I think nowadays it's actually quite difficult to do Latin in any schools here. But when I went to school, which is not, I guess, quite long ago, but not like super long ago, yeah, Latin was pretty common back then as well. And it makes sense, even though it's a dead language, I guess it's still fundamental for so many else that can be very helpful later in life. I mean, yeah, I mean, that's totally fair. I guess some people in Colossal Order will not care anymore, but then generally I think Colossal Order cares about this game, even with the changes happening, so I'm sure they want this to go as well as they can as well. I'm gonna try to catch up on chat real quick. And yes, Scotty, I definitely agree. We 100% need a cactus. In fact, I have a sound as a redeem that is literally asking for a cactus. That is probably my most redeemed sound on this channel. And that's interesting, Sunny. My dad
I wish we had a
studied
cactus.
Russian as well and speaks fluent Russian, even though he's not Russian. But it was very helpful because you guys know with the war, there's been many Ukrainians coming to Europe and to Germany as well, of course. And my dad can speak fairly well with them because while Ukrainian isn't Russian, is so close to each other that generally they understand each other fine. And for that, it was really helpful. I would assume so, Cuboid. And yeah, of course, I also hope that. I'm just, I don't know, I learned that with games like this, you do yourself a favor, keeping your expectations low and then be happy about it if it comes different. But I'm not expecting anything from the editor. I'm excited it's coming. And everything else I'm gonna find out when it's there. And if it has cactus, I'm gonna be very excited. If it doesn't, then I'm gonna be excited in the future when we get it, I guess. But I'm just gonna wait and see, to be honest. Because yeah, I mean, if we get cactus, then I'm literally gonna scream for the first 3 streams in a row. I cry every single time I play Los Vagos about not having a cactus. And very interesting that you say that both Reva as well as, I never know how to pronounce that, Badeldea, I probably messed that name up badly and I'm sorry for it, but curious. And I mean, from everything that TDW has been hinting, for example, I have a bit of hopes. I'm gonna try to keep them low, but I have some moderate hopes for the editor supporting networks right away. They said it wouldn't, but some of the things that TDW has been hinting in his Discord at made me believe that if we're very lucky, we might get network supported right away. And I mean, some of the props we have in game are incredibly small, Sunny, so I guess a toothbrush wouldn't be super unrealistic. And yeah, I guess what Jay is saying as well, I was thinking the same. Prop 3 surely will be possible. But then obviously it would be even nicer if they would actually work as vegetation as well. But curious. What do you mean with what you're saying? Of course Ukraine is located in Europe. I don't get what you mean. I just mean that obviously they are not going to Europe, but they're moving to other countries within Europe. I don't think I said anything that goes against that. You say currently on hiatus, Void. Does that mean that you could potentially end that hiatus and go back into making mods? Maybe especially if something exciting like the asset editor is coming. So curious. I mean, I think playing at the level, I've never played Sims in my life, so I can't really judge, but playing at the level and scale of Sims is pretty much exactly what I'm doing in Cities. So I guess I'm just a Sims player in disguise, even though I've never played Sims myself. I'm kinda playing Sims in Cities. So not really wrong. And welcome back, Dava. I mean, sure, people on the internet don't lie, so if I say I'm German, I have to be. And I like reading that, Cuboid. Yes, I could return is exciting for the future. You obviously do whatever you want to and no pressure, but I can tell you as much. We as a cities community obviously would be excited to not have you back because you're still here, but have you back as a full-fledged modder in the community, I guess. I mean, I think, especially when I look at what I need myself, yes, many of the big mods out there are amazing and super useful, but I think quite a lot of the things I'm missing currently are fairly small, and I don't think they are any less relevant, so who cares if it's big mods or small mods? Anything helps, really. Yes, honey, I agree with Gaga. You better start forwarding those cute cactus pictures. Because if there is one thing, wholeheartedly, if the editor allows us to get cactus into the game, then we will spend even more time putting down vegetation and redoing a lot of our vegetation. I did not even see that. Is that in the fence tab? This. Oh. See, I did not even... Is that the one you're talking about? No, it's not. But this looks amazing. I did not even see that. I did not know we've gotten new networks as well. With even more. Holy shit, that's so cool. I love this one. I had no clue. Why did nobody tell me? Why did nobody tell me that we have these? That is so cool. Wholeheartedly. I did not play the game very much after Bridges and Ports, because we had that word shopping bug that I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with. I did not enjoy the game at all in that time. So I'm kinda getting everything at once now after Bridges and Ports, because I did not use anything in that time. So for me there is so much new to the game right now, and tomorrow we're getting even more things. I feel like Christmas is coming early, really. Yeah, I found a lot of the new things that I didn't even know about before. Like, some of the probables are absolutely stunning from the new stuff we have as well. And really, quite a lot of cool things. I posted in my Discord as well the new pipes are so amazing. So, really, like for industry as well, amazing. And then I asked already, Dava, after you left earlier, how your reaction was to the new DLCs, and I got them told you're very excited. Those new DLCs look so hot, like wholeheartedly. I don't really care too much for the skyscrapers. I'm happy we get them, and I'm happy for everybody who wants to use them. For me, they're not gonna be super relevant. But the supply chains one, goddamn, was I excited when I was looking at it. I mean, I'm not paying for the DLCs, not because I'm cool and I'm in early access or something like Cuboid, but because for winning the Moose contest, I got like $30 in Steam wallet. And I've not used that for anything, so Moose is the one paying for my DLCs, I guess. Which I very much appreciate. And good night, Chaos. Have a nice evening. Yeah, you're one of the few people where I was thinking about with the skyscrapers, because I think most people, at least who watch me more regularly, have fairly small cities where the skyscrapers are definitely a bit too big for their builds. But then you always have fairly big cities and love building bigger cities, so I knew that you are one of the people being very excited for the skyscrapers. It's gonna be nuts with the amount of households they have. Your city is gonna be overrun by people within 1 second after clicking them down. Your traffic is gonna fall over from taxis for the next 3 days. Well, yeah, I guess. Thank you. You indeed helped me getting those CLCs. And very much appreciated. I mean, I would have gotten them otherwise, regardless, so not like it matters, but this way I'm getting them for free, and who would complain about that? I mean, that's very cute of Grey Noise, and I like it. And welcome in, Graham. So to all of the American viewers, because my chat usually is in a majority at least European, and I think most of us Europeans don't have particularly much clue about shooting guns. Is these okay distances? Something like this for a medium kind of range target shooting, and then we have these for, I guess, proper rifles, sniper rifles. And then this one I've not yet entirely figured. This I imagine to be a bit of the redneck bum place where you shoot at bottles and barrels and hay. I need to figure this part of the build out a bit better. But these two I think are alright. And if what do people with a proper big rifle shoot at? What kind of target should we put here? Because I guess cars are not really something you shoot at unless you're in the military and have some actual like big caliber. Curious, okay. Yeah, I mean, I imagine, I said this earlier, I imagine this to be the indoor pistol range. This upper place here, I'm not sure that is gonna happen, because this gun range was already purchased by Jay. And Jay says he wants a martial art studio up here, so I'm not deciding my own builds anymore, but I originally intended this to be the pistol range. And a paint gun, I definitely want to build paint gun, but I have a different place for it. The paint gun range, I want to build somewhere here in the front. I haven't figured where exactly, but yes, a paintball range has been one of the things I've been planning on doing forever. So I hope it happens. And Dava, because I don't think you were here earlier anymore when I showed this real quick. I need to show this real quick because I'm wholeheartedly. This is the most American part of Los Vagos that we've ever built. If this is not a 10 out of 10 American strip mall, I don't know what is. Even the selection of the stores, I think is absolutely spot on. We have a Walgreens, we have a PetSmart, we have a Best Buy and Applebee's, a Ross Dress for Less, a TJ Maxx, and a Dollar Tree. And all of this is nicely lit up. All of those are, I hope, Oh, but you seen it still? Okay, I wasn't sure if you were gone already. And then we have this, and we already, even for the fancy people with a bit more money, expanded and put the whole foods here. But this side of the build is still very much coming. I guess my favorite part of this side of the build will be this. Because a very long time ago already I made a Los Vagos Hermanos decal. And I'm a big fan of that. But then I made something even sillier, and I made a decal pack called Chicks and Cocks a long time ago, because I'm mentally 2 years old and I really wanted to upload something to PDX mods that says Cocks. This was the best I could come up with, and here it is the absolute perfect combination for Los Pollos Hermanos and the Chicks and Cock decals, because they are the perfect fit for this. So we have a very cute Los Pollos Hermanos over here. So yes, it's that chicken restaurant. I'm sure there's gonna be some sketchy business happening over here. I'm not sure what is gonna happen here. And this is already the start for a build that I guess in the next stream we're gonna dive into. Because we have a lot of proper skate parks. Back here I wanna build the opposite. Back here I wanna build a non-proper skate park where people just came and, I don't know, slammed down a barrel, and then on top of that barrel they put a wood plank, and now they have their own ramp and they're skating here in the backyard. We will have to figure out how exactly we work this out together the next time, but this is already a build that we have in mind for the future. Again, I'm not entirely sure how we'll do it, but something fun with people skating here in the backyard, and a nice small scene that we'll dive into. And this is more as a reminder of what we're gonna do here in future. And actually I see that it's an ad break, and I have not had a break yet since we started streaming. So I'm gonna send you guys on a quick road tour and gonna hit the toilet really quick in the ad break. I should be back in like 3-4 minutes. And enjoy the road trip for the moment. Yes, I desperately need to drink something and hit the toilet. So I hope you cuties enjoy the road trip and the ad break, and I'll be right back. Actually, hold on. We need to always lower the simulation speed. Alright, there we go. Be right back, cuties. Alright, I'm back. And yeah, makes sense, Obelix. You say that it's the first time you look at Los Vagos during the night. We did not used to play Los Vagos so much during the night, but then recently I started playing night a lot more because I think the game is actually very pretty during the night. And I asked Brucey Boy to make a mod that he started working on. I think he's not been working on it much lately, so not sure how the status is. But I am looking for a mod that allows me to play with a day and night circle enabled, but make it a bit like in some survival games, where you can have a very short night and then a very long day, because I love the lightning changing. I think not only during the night, but especially some early morning lightning like this looks absolutely stunning at times, and I think it looks really pretty if you slowly have the time progress and see the shadows move. So I would love to play with a night and day circle. I don't like playing in the night forever, so the mod I ideally would be hoping for is one that really stretches the day out and makes the night very, very short, while allowing you to still leave the day and night circle running, usually. Because I think the visuals of that are actually beautiful, and I would love making more use of that. It's a part of the game I very much ignored. So parts of Los Vagos are not great yet during the darkness, and we're slowly working on making it better. Some parts of it are already alright. Depends a bit, really. And I like that, because again, I am not from the US. A lot of this is just my shitty German idea of America. Or of the United States, I should say. So, you saying that this actually looks American makes me happy. Sadly, I forget to add one thing, and I said so earlier on stream already. I did add some targets that we could put onto these with Right Everywhere, but Right Everywhere currently has a bug where it does not allow me to reload the sprites while in-game, because it will sadly shuffle some of the place ones with each other a bit weirdly. So the targets will have to revisit the next time and can just place them roughly how we imagine this to be, and then dive back on it the next time. One thing we definitely need to figure out is how we can replace these poles here, because we can't recolor them, and I'm not a fan of the white in these. I mean, I hope so. Again, a lot of this is like my travel memories and childhood memories, and then a lot of this is pop culture, and probably a lot of this build also is GTA. It's a mix of everything, I guess. Could we do this with a lock as well? I think a lock actually would be a lot more fitting than what we have right now. Alright, Gaga, thanks for tuning in as always, and have a nice night. We're gonna try how this looks with a log, because really, I don't like these holes we have in there currently. They just don't cut it. Which is a right one, this is a right one. Let's see if this looks somewhat appropriate or if we hate this. I mean, I can already tell that I definitely prefer these over the white ones. Maybe we can find something even more fitting. But this looks a lot nicer than with these. Alright, enjoy getting the kiddos. And out of all of the skyscrapers, if you're still here, Dava, which is the one getting you the most exciting or excited? Because there is one of the smaller ones that I have some hope that maybe it's small enough for us to not use it in Los Vagos, but maybe use it in this safe. Because some of the smaller ones are really pretty. I mean, all of them are really pretty, but then the big ones are like literally as big as the entirety of Los Vagos is population-wise, so those are not going to be the right ones for us. And as much as I thought these tables fit, now we adjusted the color scheme of this, I think we're also gonna sadly go ahead and heat out all of the tables. Yeah, the supply chains, that entire pack is gonna be 10 out of 10 for me. Like, really, I was so excited when I seen it. And I guess I'm not the only one who thinks that it's very fitting for me, because the video I watched about the DLC releases was the Kodiak video. And Kodiak actually quite literally gave me a very cute shout out and said that while he was looking at those buildings, he was sure that I'm gonna love that entire pack and use a lot of them. And I can only say I agree with Kodiak, because holy goddamn, that pack is perfect. Like, it's made for us. And I said this many times before, I in general was very excited for the supply chains DLC, because I think industry is one of the weaker areas of the game asset-wise. And that pack is even better than what I imagined it to be, and I already had quite high hopes for that pack, but wholeheartedly just looks 10 out of 10. Like, anything I could have wished for, really. The question is if we also add separators like these again. I guess we should probably. Now we have more US citizens in my chat. For the people who've been to a gun range before, did you have dividers between the different boosters, or didn't you? Because whenever I think of a gun range, I see those dividers, but then the truth also is that mainly that is indoor rangers, I guess, from movies that I'm thinking about. And I don't know if this is also a thing that you would have happen outside. I guess so, but I'm not sure about it. And I still can't really believe it, how soon, if we don't get any delay, which again I cannot believe because I would be very surprised about it, then we will have the asset editor in less than a month, and it's everything we ever wished for. I hope it comes out not that buggy and we can actually properly use it, but then goddamn is there exciting times ahead in this game. Maybe we don't have to build all of this ourselves anymore, but we just go on the PDX store and we download a proper nice shooting house for a gun range and we just add it to our game and place it. Till we can do that, we just build it ourselves, but I wouldn't mind for this to be a bit easier than it is. Hold on, did we copy that correctly? We didn't. What did I do? I moved the... Where did we even move it? Okay, somewhere on our map we now have a log standing, because we just had a log here and then I clicked the wrong item and pasted the position. So somewhere in our save we now have a 90% upward standing log. Where that is, I have no clue. So I have absolutely no clue. That is a bit crazy. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, Sunny, like even with just like the editor how it is right now. Lately, a lot of the mods and assets uploaded have been a bit questionable. So I'm sure with the editor at the start, there was a lot of garbage coming out. I generally tend to not download stuff right away, but let other people judge first and then start using stuff when it's a bit more established. So I'm very, very much prepared for a lot of buggy stuff getting uploaded. And Movdash, you need to... I still owe you a street. It's been a long time. Movdash redeemed a street in this build. And then we were only ever doing map stuff. And you were in holidays, and it's been a long, long time. You still have a street to choose in this build. Maybe you have an idea, or maybe you want a street close to the gun range. Maybe you want one of these here. Anything. I can give you a tour around. Maybe you have an idea of what area in the city you'd like, but anything for me to go off to present you some cute streets. I cannot have you get a street and not pay up. Upwards is this way, or what we consider upwards. This entire area is pretty much taken streetwise, I think. The entire botanic garden. Yeah, I stop. I'm just warning you that I think all of these streets left of the train track are taken. I think all of these right of the train track are probably open. We can have a look. You have luck. If you like the rocket ship farm, that's exactly the only street here that is not taken. All of these other ones back here are taken. This isn't. So if you like the rocket ship farm, then this is yours. Back down. Where's Dash Lane? Am I blind? Da Lane is the one I thought you would wanna have. Am I blind? I cannot see Dash Lane anywhere. Okay, you get this. And you want it to be called Dashway. Because if so, I think that's a great name. We can call it anything else as well, but I assume that's the name you were wishing for. And now, finally, I don't own U Street anymore, and I'm gonna save this right away. If you want anything different, gladly wish for it. I don't mind in the slightest, but need to make some kind of progress. And I think with looking at this, the main things we have to do here probably is vegetation. One of the things I want to do right away, just so we don't forget about it, is go in here. Probably we're gonna rebuild this
I am moving in,
different
boy.
one right now, but I'm gonna turn this into a church. Because if there is one thing Americans love even more than guns, it's religion. So we are gonna add a church inside of the gun range for this to be real Americanized. Which property it is you claiming? Sadly, the gun range is claimed already, so you can claim most other things, but the gun range, I have bad news for you for. And actually, even the cinemas are also claimed already. Do you have any specific wish? Do you need to be a realtor? What I would not include is these buildings inside of the gun range. The gun range itself is J's, but maybe you want a church, for example, inside of the gun range. Because I think while looking, you will not see super many different areas, because I think we're mainly gonna spend our time inside of the gun range today and get the surroundings of this fixed up a little. This is one of the things. Could this be possible if we get the editor that somebody makes grass as a prop? That should be possible, no? I mean, I guess what's not possible is that we get an actual grass sprite that we can paint. But even if it's just a bigger patch of grass, I guess the editor would allow us to get that. Because as much as I don't mind placing these pubes everywhere all the time, God will I be happy if I don't have to do that anymore. But then the truth is, I never played CS1 with the asset editor. I played only very little of CS1 and I never used the asset editor. So I know a lot less what to expect than you guys. But I guess in CS1 you had a terrain painter thingy anyway, so grass would have been a bit less relevant than in CS2. And are they just static props, or how does that work in CS1? Do you have like a brush for grass, or is it just props for grass that you place down? Because really, grass is absolutely missing. I was watching Jelly. I'm sure most of you guys, especially if you're watching Dava, usually know Jelly. And Jelly was playing... I don't know the name of the game, but the Jurassic Park dinosaur game. And she was terraforming and doing map stuff in that game. And I was absolutely stunned by how amazing the terraforming is and how crazy many good tools they had in that game to work with terrain. And I've never felt as bad about CS map editor or Cities map editor after watching Jelly, because goddamn, the comparison of our map editor in comparison to the map editor of that dinosaur game is crazy, like absolutely crazy. And I know that game also is at a very different scale, so it's not an entirely fair comparison of me to make, but I was straight up impressed watching that, because really the things they can do quickly that we can't is impressive. And welcome in, Ethan. I hope you're having a nice evening. Okay, the question is, I guess we want some ground here, but yeah, I want some plants here as well. We will go in, we need to fix that up with a decal anyway, the overlays here. Then we can fix this up correctly. And thanks so much for the follow, that's very nice of you, Lila. Or Lila Sims, I don't want to butcher your name, but I think that name is easy enough for me to manage and not make a fool of myself. which I'm sure I will make a fool of myself regardless, but maybe I managed to not butcher your name at least. And I seen in Clovis Discord, I think, Heason, that you were very excited for a new DLC of... See, now I always confuse them. There is an American truck simulator game and a European one. I'm not sure in which one you were that excited, but either of them, I think. I hope the DLC was as nice as you imagined it to be. If not, maybe you need to start playing Cities instead, because the content creator packs we're getting tomorrow look absolutely amazing. Did they already put out the time? At what time will they put it out? The last time they released very early, which for Europeans was very nice. I guess for the US people in my chat that does not matter much, but I very much like them putting it out so early. One thing that still confuses me is that we see so little parking usage, because we have a lot of businesses in this. I guess we don't have anything in these yet. With this one, we're gonna cheat a bit, even though we're gonna use this as some kind of clubhouse. Since I want this to get traffic, we're gonna do something that is incorrect, but I think will look nice. We're gonna turn this into a residential unit, which we need more residential units anyway, and 4 people living here seems perfectly fine. Why did this happen? Oh no, did I not elevation lock these? What an absolute bummer. I'm gonna do that off stream to fix this up, because I don't wanna bore you guys redoing this. That is totally my fault. If you build something nice like this and you want to make sure this does not happen, you want to turn on this transform block. Ideally you want to place those with transform blocks so you don't have to turn it on and off for all of them, but my game reset not that long ago, and I guess with the reset of that it also reset my transform block, so stuff like that happens. Actually, maybe we can replace that instead with the ones from Dome. 10 AM. Okay, yeah, that's nice. That would be the same as the last time then. So that would actually be very nice. I hope it's 10 o'clock again. Yeah, this is a lot more fitting. We're gonna take this, and then I think we can... This should roughly be the correct sizes for a cross already. Take this and we flip it by 90 in this way. And move this up. Something like this. That looks a lot more fitting to the building than the cross we have currently. The one we have currently is very fitting to a different church we made in the past, but for this, wood definitely is more appropriate. And the cross is quite crooked, but I wholeheartedly quite like that, especially for this building. We're gonna keep it as crooked as it is. The only question is the cross more correct in this arch or in the actual building? And I guess the actual building is the more correct placement for it. So looking at this, we should remove this a bit and hit it up here and now position it correctly. And you can see it a little through there, so that's not nice. Something like this. And ideally, we would want to use a decal we use on all of our churches, but I think that will be too big for this building. Let's have a quick look. And welcome in, Andy. How are you cutie doing? How is Canada today? Yes, we have this beautiful decal here that I'm a big fan of, because we are big on plopping here. We're not fans of people zoning. In fact, zoning is sin, guys. You've heard it here first. But this building is so small that sadly Plopper's cult will not fit onto this. Maybe we have to take this decal and throw it into right everywhere so we can place it on there correctly. But I'm gonna leave that for now. The one thing we can definitely do is fix up the terrain a little, so this is a bit less horrible than it is right now. And going very nice. How's it going for you? And I guess the CS1 players are not as excited, but otherwise I would ask you what you were thinking about the new content creator packs, because if you would be a CS2 player as well, you would be very excited right now. But sadly, you're playing the wrong of the two games, so no excitement for you. Is it snowing for you already? Well, I guess even in Canada, it very much depends where you live on if it snows early or not. But then, when I think about Canada and Christmas, then I think about a very white Christmas. So maybe it already is time for you. I mean, any of the buildings we've gotten recently is just amazing. We've gotten so many incredibly beautiful and great buildings that wholeheartedly they just cannot mess up recently, and the new packs totally match that. They all look absolutely beautiful. It's curious that you're so interested in the skyscrapers as well, Nomis. Because, I mean, yes, I very much like them, but they are so big. I just don't see how most people will use more than maybe one or two of them. I guess I underestimate how big the builds of some people are. Like, Dava surely can use a lot more than just one or two of them. But most people, I doubt it. Yeah, but even in big cities, right? Like, I would argue, probably even you would say, this is not a city. This is just an architecture collection of what might turn into a city. But you would say this is a big city, right? I'm curious if, or building wise, again, there is no layout, ignore all of the streets, everything is horrible, but building wise, would you say this is a big city? The skyscrapers that we've seen are gonna be 10 times as high as any of the buildings you see on your screen right now. I love them, but I don't know how anybody will be able to use them even in a big city. If it's not an absolute massive city, that's gonna be very difficult, because they are a lot bigger than anything we have currently, right? And if we look at what we have currently, which is the best category for this? Probably even here. And if we have a look at some of the very high... Yeah, the Chinese pack has a few very, very high ones. These are not even that high, right? These, I like them. We could perfectly work with them. But hold on. The ones we should actually look at are the signature buildings. These. And now, which is a big one out of all of them? This is a fairly big one. Look at how tall this is. This is tiny, tiny compared to the ones we're getting, right? So, I'm not saying I don't get that there is people who build very big cities. I'm saying even if you build a very big city, those new buildings are so big that I think it's going to be a challenge for pretty much everybody to use them. Like, which is... There should be another one. I'm confused. This, the waveform tower? Is there not another even bigger one we have? Is this actually the biggest one? Maybe. But my entire point is, even in big cities, some skyscrapers will be oversized, right? Like if you build Chicago, which is a gigantic city, and then you put multiple New York skyscrapers into Chicago, those will look out of space, even though Chicago is a gigantic, massive city. And I feel like that is, at least for me, gonna be an actual challenge to even use a single one of those skyscrapers. Yeah, I can tell. Dava City is gonna have 1 million inhabitants in a week from now. If you're this excited for the skyscrapers and you want to use all of them, then yeah, Dava City is gonna be a big boy. I guess so, and part of what I just said is probably that I don't know about the US enough, so replace those with 2 better fitting examples. I hope you still gotten my general point. Yeah, you make a good point, Nomis. You are right. But then I also think scale in this game just is weird, right? I think skyscrapers in this game look a lot bigger than they otherwise often do. And thanks a lot for the follow, Pipachio. I believe, and now correct me, I believe I followed you very shortly ago, cause Jelly recommended you. I was watching Jelly play... I can never remember the game. The dinosaur game. The dinosaur park game. And I was talking about it and finding it very, very amazing and was impressed with the terraforming and everything in that game. And was talking to Jelly a lot, and she recommended that I follow you because you build amazing stuff in either Planet Coaster or also in the dinosaur game. And now, maybe I'm lying. I'm not sure which of the 2. Sadly, yes, Jurassic World. That's a dinosaur game. So either of the 2, I hope I'll be catching a stream of you soon, because I've been promised amazing things, so you now also have to deliver. Blame Jelly for putting that pressure on you, but I've been promised amazing things, so looking forward to it. And thanks for the follow, mate. Welcome in. Dava, have you ever seen Jelly play Jurassic World? Because I could not believe my eyes when I was watching her do maps in Jurassic World. God damn it, CS2 is such a shit game at terraforming in comparison. That is absurd. The things they can do in that game. I felt like I'm playing a game from 2004 in comparison. Which again, the game is at a lot smaller scale, right? So it's probably a bit of an unfair comparison to make as well. But I was wholeheartedly impressed just seeing the tools they have to terraform. Holy shit. Yeah, the game in general looked really pretty, I agree. Very pretty textures. But I was mainly just fascinated by the map editor in that game. Because we have so little tools in cities and the terrain is so inaccurate in comparison that wholeheartedly the quality of maps in this game would be so much higher if we would have the same tools available. And the way they can draw cliffs and everything, like when I was watching Jelly, I was wholeheartedly, I couldn't stop fawning over how amazing all of that was. And I guess Planet Coaster also is a bit similar, but then in Planet Coaster, I personally, couldn't warm up with that game. Not because that game is not really fun, but because while I love detailing in cities and do nothing but detail all day, the scale of it is very different. And in Planet Coaster, I feel like I can change every brick, and I know I don't have to, but if you give me the possibility to change every single brick, I feel like I have to, even though I could just not do it. It stunlocks me. It's too much creative freedom, too much possibility for my small brain. I cannot handle it. It overwhelms me. See, that's so curious that you say that, because you have to correct me. Pip, do you play it? You play Planet Coaster, right? Because I believe that's what Jelly said. Or also Jurassic. Maybe you also play both of them. Is that something you have? Can you control Z in Planet Coaster? Oh, okay, so Jurassic. I mean, yes, but I guess prior to my time, excuse my ignorance, I'm still fairly new to the Cities community. And especially to the Cities community on Twitch, so sometimes I don't know some of the old legends of the game, which you very well might be. If so, excuse my ignorance, it's not me trying to be a dick, it's just me not knowing any better. But yes, and I'm looking forward to catching a stream of you, especially if you're playing Cities, because I do watch other stuff sometimes, but I truly enjoy Cities the most out of everything, both playing and watching it. And I would like to keep working on the targets as well, but really my problem is that I forgot adding those right everywhere decals that we would need to properly make some progress here. I think we're gonna throw a quick pause on this part of the build, because we're mainly gonna do vegetation and such is not that interesting. I can do a bit of that off stream and prepare more. And instead we're gonna dive back over to the other side of the build and dive in and start building out the skate scene, where I don't exactly know, well, as if I ever know what we're building. I have an idea. I want people to skate here, and I want this to be not a proper skate park, but something self-built, thrown together. That's everything I know, and the rest we'll figure together now. In fact, maybe we should even build a proper... Maybe we should go out here and build this a proper ledge planter where people could grind on as well. I'm gonna try something here. We're gonna move this away. We're gonna try to get that exact same wall, and then we're gonna turn this area here into a planter and see if we can get people to skate on that. There we are. And we're just gonna place those down really dirty for now, and then move them correctly with Move It in a moment. The reason we don't connect these with each other is that if we connect these, they get some really ugly gaps in the corners, which we could correct with a pillar or something, but then preferably I would just line them up properly right away. And most likely we're gonna lower all of these in a moment, so let's see. Again, I have no clue of what we're building. I just imagine something like a nice trash or cover where we have a plateau here where people can slide on, and then some ramp, maybe this rail, but then in all honesty, it's very questionable if people would bring a rail like this along and place it somewhere if it's not an actual skate park, so I guess this is the better solution. And we tried around in the past, even though we have no proper people in this game that we can place appropriately, we can kinda manage to actually put people on a skateboard and make it look somewhat alright having people skate here. So maybe we can manage for this to not look entirely as. We're gonna fill this up with this, just quick and dirty, and then again, I think we probably wanna go ahead and lower the walls a bit. Shouldn't this kinda work already? I hate the gap in that. We definitely have to fix that up a bit. But now, if we go here, and we place this somewhat like this, a bit steeper, I guess. Turn this back to 1. And then I guess a barrel is also not optimal to be under there, but whatever. We are gonna use a barrel for now. And now comes the interesting part, and it's the skateboard itself. And let's see if we can manage to actually get somebody to skate there properly. I think we should be able to. If I'm correct on this, we will find out in a moment. But if we just place this here, obviously we have to move it very slightly. But maybe something like that, and then we put the second guy somewhere here in a proper board slide. Let's see if that is gonna look entirely silly, or if we can get this to work out. Whereas the teens are the skaters, of course. He looks like a skater, alright. I guess this way. And standing in the back. I mean, I'm not gonna say this is amazing or anything. Maybe he's a bit too relaxed for skating, but then I cannot adjust his pose or anything at all. So I don't think, obviously the position of him is a bit bad. We should actually replace him more appropriate. And I guess we should move the skateboard more proper as well. Something like this, and then maybe even a bit further to the back as close as we can. Something like this. And now we're gonna replace him. Can we try this, or do you think this is too bad, guys? It is definitely not optimal, but then again, only so much we can do with the tools we have right now. It's already kinda been confirmed that we're not getting any sims with the asset editor, right? Damn it, why is he flying again? I guess we have to lower him one further and better have him poke into it a bit. Yeah, this I hate it, because we cannot move those with extra transform tools. I cannot move him lighter than this, so either he's a tad too high, or he's a tad too low. And I don't like either of it. I guess he's hovering slightly, best I can offer. Just have to look at a good angle. He just has not properly landed yet. He's still in the process. Let's hope that at least this is a proper good fit on top of it, but this looks like a proper good fit. Not optimal, but here actually we can instead snap. Just need to find somebody who looks like a skater. He looks like a skater, and let's see. Yeah, I guess even with this one, we're gonna try the same, because this is so dirty. I think if we snap him, we probably get a better result than what we did. Let's go back, find the same gentleman, because he was perfect. There we are. Yeah, this is a lot better. I don't know why I didn't think about that right away. I mean, is far from perfect, but for the tools we have, I wholeheartedly don't hate this. And now these are the two grinding, and now we can play some random people skating and hanging around in the area as well. And I wish we could not only have people standing, because people falling over or being on the floor would be 10 out of 10 here. But then I guess that's just not something we can do. Jelly, you see nothing. I have to jump in. That was not Pip who typed that. That was Pip's small brother who stole his keyboard and typed that instead. Pip would obviously never say something like that. And I will have you have to trust me on this. People in my community are very wholesome and nice. Bullying is not something we participate in. So that's what you think, Trelly. That's what he made you believe, but now the truth is out. There was a small brother all along. Maybe you thought you know him. Maybe it was all just one big lie. The heck, why is this skateboard half in the ground? What is this nonsense? This is a lot better. And Jelly, how's the journey as the next big map maker in the cities community going? Because if you guys are not aware, Jelly is gonna become the next rafter man of the community. She's harsh on her way there, making big progress every single day. And we're only a few days away of Jelly being the next big map maker talent in the community. I wouldn't lie to people, Jelly. Now I said it, now it's stream. Yes, exactly. Rafter woman decay is exactly correct. Jelly, now it's out there. Now if you don't act on it, then people will be disappointed. So by now, you pretty much have no choice. I mean, Jelly, we both know that Swedish people and Danish people, they love each other. They were like brothers at heart and are big fans of each other and love nothing more than each other. So I don't see an issue with calling you Danish, really. You don't say, Jelly. I don't think I've ever... Well, I guess I've seen countries hate each other more than Sweden and Denmark, but is something you have to search for a little, at least. Not something to easily be topped. Maybe we should put somebody with a
I wish we
helmet
had a
like this.
cactus.
I also wish we had
I
a
wish
cactus,
we had
but
a
Jelly, you
cactus.
know what? Asset editor is coming, we will have a cactus soon, and then how are you gonna bully me at that moment? I mean, hydrate I gladly take. That's a lot of hydrate. Jelly, you want me to drown? God damn it! Jelly is waterboarding me. I thought waterboarding is illegal, but then I already drank. I guess I'm drinking even more. Why am I getting waterboarded? What have I done to you?
That's cute.
Well, thank you. Before that redeem, I was a bit thirsty, so I could need it, but maybe not 100 times. Oh my... Guys, I will explode. This is cyberbullying. I stand for none of it. I will absolutely drown. I mean, I guess we're in the middle of a desert, so drinking is not a bad idea, but then maybe not this much. I see how it is. This is the kind of wholesome interaction I hope for on this channel. While we cyberbully, at least we have fun and it's a teamwork exercise. So I guess nothing I can criticize about here. Very wholesome indeed. Can we manage to get some... You are a monster. You are an absolute monster, Jelly. Did we not have... Yes, we do. These sofas. Can we find any of this? This is kind of... We need a kind of trashy one. One that somebody put outside of their front porch to get taken away and brought into the trash, but then these skaters seen it first, so they brought it along and put it here to their backyard spot. Well, Jelly, you might or might not have heard me say before that bullying is my love language. So I guess I get what I'm asking for. Yeah, why is it, Jelly, if that is true, why is Dava's chat not full of trains? You're and now at first I thought you have a point, but now Dava is making a good point as well. Hey Dava, also fair question. Jelly does make a good point now. How do you know we're not on trains? We might be. In fact, maybe the reason I'm not using a face cam is because I'm Thomas the Train and I don't want all of you guys to know you're dealing with a celebrity. Could that not be? I think that could very well be. Oh. Dava, I'm not gonna say happens, but I guess happens to the best. Nothing you can do about it. Now you might as well just enjoy it. Why does this keep happening? I don't understand. They changed out because this is the vanilla one. Look, this vanilla basketball does very weird things. I'm not moving my mouse. Now I'm moving my mouse, but then it bounces around like crazy. And we tried this the last time as well. If I place this... I think Pip ended up here because, well, Dava raided me, and then I guess... because you recommended me multiple people to follow after I've been fawning about Jurassic World. And you told me that I should follow Pip. So either he's in here because Dava raided me, or he's in here because I followed him because you told me to follow him. So either way, it's your fault. But yeah, see this basketball? Now I cannot target him anymore because I don't know where it is. And whenever I get close to it, it moves away. So I don't know why I did place it here because now I wholeheartedly don't know how to remove this. Yeah, I did not think this through. I did not think this through in the slightest. We had this issue the last stream already. So one could assume that I should have learned, but then I'm not learning. That's not what we do here. That would involve us being clever and forward thinking, and none of that is anything we're gonna do. Please, heck yeah, we got it. Okay, there we go. And this time we're gonna make sure to take the right one, because this one is not weird and buggy. Alright, you are free. Have a nice evening and enjoy your movie. Though, you have to first tell us what movie you're watching. Unless it's an embarrassing movie, then you have to tell us even more. I'm gonna be nice and not make fun of you, even though you would deserve that. But have a nice evening and thanks for tuning in and enjoy the walk with Doggo. Of course, Dava is immediately into it. Color me surprised. What can we do here as well? I mean, I also have to head off stream and find somebody to raid and get ready for bed sometime soon. But maybe you guys have a nice idea. What else do really cool people do in back alleys? I've never been cool, and I've been in a back alley maybe once. So, as usual, I have no clue about what I'm trying to build here. But for the cool people in my chat, what would you cool people do in back alleys? I mean, both of them are very cute. You're invited to make fun of either of them. Throw dice. Well, whoops, great advice, but then I don't think I have a throw dice prop. I sadly need something that I can build as well. I guess what we could actually do... Hold on, not a terrible advice. It's not exactly throwing dice, but you do give me an idea. And welcome in, Amy. hope you're having a nice evening.
Bye, have a great time.
And good night, Jelly.
Bye, have a great time. Bye, have a great time.
I think what we're gonna do here... Jelly, stop waterboarding me. I drank so much already.
That's cute.
This is
Bye, have a great
cyberbullying. This is all cyberbullying. I guess this is the only... Oh, actually, this is beer cans. It's not horrible. We can even keep one of the blankets. Generally, I like to remove the blankets and only keep the props. But in a spot like this, wholeheartedly, I don't even mind a blanket. Maybe we can have one group of teens hanging around here. Enjoying safe. See, while generally I say I'm happy about you being happy, maybe me suffering is not the right price for that. I would argue, but probably you would disagree with me and saying me suffering is part of the fun. So yeah, see how could I not have seen that coming? Jelly always being so nice and
Bye, have a
wholesome.
great time.
You would slap yourself and get out of here and enjoy your night. I mean, we could believe that these people here are playing dice whoops, no? Drinking beer and playing dice? Think this is the best I can manage with the little props we have available for something like this. I will say I think we can turn this more fun with a lot of graffiti and decals and work, but then having a look at the time, I think I will have a quick look at who is streaming and find somebody to raid you cuties out to. Because I will have to get ready for bed soon, and maybe if Dava is still around, I want to annoy Dava with something after stream real quick. So I think I'm gonna use the opportunity. Nobody playing cities. Why is nobody playing cities? Horrible. Who do we raid then? You know what? Jelly, I guess Jelly is gone. But Jelly is a person who made this raid. Because there is nobody streaming who I usually raid. But Jelly recommended me not only Pip, but also, and I'm gonna fumble the name. I'm gonna fumble the name hard. Bob M80s. So I'm gonna send you guys over to Bob M80s. I was promised that he's a very fun gamer. So I'm sure it's gonna be amazing atmosphere over there and you guys will enjoy yourself. As usual, I don't stream on a schedule and you cuties have a nice evening. So if you are interested in catching any of my future streams, either drop me a follow or even better join my Discord where I always ping before I go live. And where I'm also happy if you guys post cute screenshots of your builds. And with that, I hope all of you cuties are having an absolutely wonderful evening. And enjoy the time over at Bob. And again, thanks for all of the follows. Thanks for the follow a lot, Amy. That's very cute of you. And with that, enjoy your night, cuties. And see you soon. Bye-bye.